ça écarte la piste du fond. Et oui, les publications ne sont pas une invention moderne. Et rien n'empêche de penser que le manuscrit Voynich puisse être une mystification d'époque.
We've moved on a bit. As you can see here, it's dedicated to women and girls. However, as interesting as that is, a lot of it made sense because men would have been tailors at the time. One thing I do like about this is that it has things which sewists need to know. Practicing, understanding about your materials. Obviously, one must know how to do curves. Knowing about and understanding the basics of your fabric. It even has here some of the match tests that I know. If you use a match test, it explains how you can tell different types of fabric. Quite interesting things I've learned. It actually talks about notchings, all the techniques. It even has, amazingly, the color wheels, which if you knew about understanding how different people look better in different colors. There was that book in the 80s, I guess, which explained this again. Then it talks about home decoration techniques, all sorts of amazing things, hand stitching, which is important, different techniques. All of this is covered everywhere else under the sun, but there are particular things which I found interesting. And I'm going to move on here. It talks about how to do tuck shearings, how to do your bias tape correctly, how to do different types of pleats, how to secure your pleats, lots of different techniques. I was very impressed with this bit for your godet. When you've got that, you can for reinforced or shaped godets. If you want to put them in there, it talks about how to do cartridge pleats or pencil pleats as you might know them. If you've got side pleats, you can reinforce them there as well. It's quite fascinating, some of the techniques they talk about. Quite amazing. They have the measurement charts, so you don't have to invent this yourself. You just take it and use it. And then it starts to get quite interesting with some certain techniques. Talks about how to fix patterns to adjust for all of the different types of issues you might have. Large arm muscles, for instance, or flat busts or sloping shoulders, all of which cause fitting problems. And then you get into here, and it tells you how to fix different types of fitting problems. So, for instance, if you've got a broad back, how to fix that, or all sorts of nifty things. It's really very clever. I like that a lot. Tells how to adjust your dress form if you need it. So you can take one a size smaller and then pad it out so it fits you. And then it starts getting into mitered corners, how to do it correctly. This one completely amazed me. Mitering stripes. So you got to actually line those up. Yes, I've done a few of those in my life, but that would be horrendous. Then all the different types of edgings, and tells you how to do your bias tape here, and to use that the single bias cutting gauge which you attach to your scissors, and then you can just snip these things out. Lots of nifty things, and then all sorts of edges and finishing and things like that. How to use cording, how to do scallops, all sorts of amazing tricks and tips. Then it gets into all different types of pockets and how to finish them in turn, with great detail. Very interesting. It tells you how to mix colors so they're attractive together, which is kind of fun. And then, once we found something really quite fascinating down here. Zippers, even mentions the buttonholer, which most of us have one of these, or if you don't want that, you can do hand stitch buttonholes, how to do button types, so you can go around the outside, different types of way of doing your stitches for very attractive. How to link buttons, all sorts of frogging, even if you want to make frogging yourself. You can do your frogging for buttons. How to make belt carriage, and then we get into where it starts getting really interesting. Just how to use even a straight stitch machine to do these amazing patterns here. And then we've got how to attach lace into corners with lace. Use braiding to create fancy patterns. How to do quilting. All sorts of every technique. How to do your open work and hem stitching, smocking. And then they even mentioned the faggoting here, which I've done a lot of over time, which is fun. Then they get into the singer craft, and they show you a couple different tricks of the singer craft here, and how to put singer craft on a rickrack on the singer craft. You can even create little patterns like that by stitching them in. How to do lots and lots of ruffles and frills and quartern, and even the zigzagger, how to use it. Then, if I go down here, I found something it talks about children's clothes and the types of patterns, and then we get into the home deck, all the different color patterns. So brown golds go with beige, light green, all your color wheel stuff. How to do, then we get into some of the fun bits, which is window coverings, how to do that, how to do all the different types, how to measure them. It's an impressive book, I have to admit. Then you got how to make your ties, how to do valances, all the different types, how to do your swags to get the correct effect. And then there was something in here which really impressed me. If you get into quilting now, if I keep going along, I'll find this eventually. You can even do, if you want a canopy. I mean, some of this is, how to make shoe holders or holders for your for your closet, how to dress a table, make linens that are nice, how to do monograms using your singer craft. And there was something in here. Let's see if I can find it. Applique monograms as well. Use your zipper foot, make cushions, cover your chairs. Rather an impressive book all around. How to cover your old car seats, or your bench seats here, which most cars don't have anymore. Then how to do your singer craft rugs. How to do sketching. How to do darning. How to patch fabric to secure it. And gifts, all sorts of gifts and everything else. Cute little puppets and things like that. Pretty neat, huh? So I missed the part I want, so I'm going to find it and skip back to it. I found it. Now this was something I never really thought of with the singer craft, which is you can make tufts on your bedspread. So using it, it's sort of like mini pom-poms, you can make little tufts. It explains how to do all that, how it explains how to fit a bedspread or a footboard. Every technique really you can imagine. Very impressive book.